All right, so we got another video for you guys here today. Okay, so this one's gonna be a little bit different. And it's gonna be a short one, but before I make this video, I do wanna say that I'm gonna be making a lot of book review videos in the future, like top 3, top 5 ideas of the books. And in this video, I'm gonna quickly fly through my top 10 books, okay? So these are the top 10 books, my 10 favorite books. For those of you who don't know, I've read probably about, I wanna say, about 200 books in the last, about 6 years. I've read about 200 books, and these are the 10 best ones in my opinion, okay? And I have a grading system when I read my books. Whenever I read my books, I grade them anywhere from 1 to 10, and all 10 of these books are a hard 10 for me, okay? So any one of these books, and they are in order. For those of you that are gonna ask, they are gonna be in order. So from 1 to 10, I rank them, but some of them are really, really close and can go up or down in the rankings. They're all just absolutely incredible books. I'm not gonna spend that much time talking about each one of them probably. I'm just gonna fly through them, fairly quickly because I'm gonna be doing separate videos talking about the top 3 to 5 ideas of every single one of these books, okay? So some of them I might wanna go a little bit deeper into, but we're just gonna get right into it. So the number 1 book, okay, is The Untethered Soul by Michael Allen Singer, okay? If you haven't read this book, pick it up and give it a read. It's mostly about your mind and all the things that your mind kind of narrates to you. So it's almost like, to describe it in a way, in the book they talk about how your mind, treat your mind as if it's completely separate from you, because you can't control sometimes what your mind thinks about. So treat it as if it's your roommate, as if it's someone trying to give you advice, and then you take some of the good advice and some of the bad advice, you can kind of just throw it aside and not even pay attention. So if you haven't read The Untethered Soul, definitely highly recommend that one. Number 2, this book I actually already did a review on this book. It's called Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. And this one also is about the subconscious mind. See, I love reading about the subconscious mind, about the power of the subconscious mind and what it's capable of. And this book really, really goes heavily deep into the power of that. So highly, highly recommend it. And if you don't want to read it, at the very least, go to my YouTube channel. Just type in Psycho-Cybernetics, TGOL. It'll come up. I did a book review on this, or just look through my channel, you'll find it. And excellent, excellent, excellent book. Number 3, A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. What's funny about this one, a friend of mine, Mr. David G, he told me about this book. I want to say like 5 or 6 years ago, he told me about this book, and I completely ignored him. I was like, I judged this straight from the title, A New Earth. I'm like, I'm not gonna read that crap. It sounds like some spiritual garbage, whatever it may be. And it is a spiritual book, okay? It's very spiritual. It's about presence. It's about, authenticity. It's such a deep book. If you're not that much into spirituality, it might be a difficult listen to you, because it's like, I don't know how to describe it. I would still recommend it to even people that are beginning, with meditation or spirituality and things like that. But this book is a game changer. Like when I was reading this book, like I had so many moments. I was like, wow, it all makes sense. Like it makes sense. So be on the lookout. Every single one of these books, by the way, I'm going to be doing a separate video on and telling you guys the top ideas, the core, what's at the meat of these books, like the biggest takeaways. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Number 4, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. So this book is mega powerful, okay? This is another one of those books where I was just having aha moments like left and right. And it's about, if you're somebody that procrastinates, or somebody that's not able to get on a routine and get the things done that you want to get done, get that shit done, this is your book. I mean, I don't even have that problem. I don't really have a procrastination issue, I would say. I don't have any issue with getting things done. I don't have any issue with working or anything like that. Like I thrive on those things, but this book is still absolutely magical. Okay, it's called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Definitely pick that one up. It talks about the small little things you do and how much of a big difference they make. And it's these small little actions that make the world of difference. Definitely pick that one up. Number 5, a little bit different than the rest of these 4 here, or a lot of bit different, let's say. It's called The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz, okay? If you're gonna read one book about love, I would say read this one. I used to recommend The 5 Love Languages. That was originally the book that I would recommend. But I much prefer The Mastery of Love now, because The 5 Love Languages is more so like about relationships that are kind of going downhill and how to revive them and you know, to understand your spouse better and things, or your partner or whatever it may be. The Mastery of Love is not just about relationships. It's just about love, period. And relationships are a part of that too. But this book right here is definitely the best read I've ever had on anything, you know, around that topic, and it's not even close. Highly recommend it. Obviously, we're also going to do a book review on that as well on this channel coming up. Number 6, this one is a book that I think a lot of you watching, you're probably not going to read. And the reason why you're not going to read this one is because it's 24 hours long, okay? I obviously, you know, as you guys know, I listen to all these books. I don't actually read text. You know, I buy them on Audible and I listen to them. But the number 6 book that most of you are probably not going to read, I'd be very surprised if somebody watching this has read this book, okay? It's called Total Recall by Arnold Schwarzenegger. And this book is, oh man, there's, you know, every once in a while I read a book, I just can't put down. I just cannot put it down. It's so intriguing. It's so interesting. It's the story about his life and just everything from A to Z when he was young, where he grew up, from this small town, and he wanted to be a bodybuilder and this and that. Then he got into real estate, and then he got into this, and then the affair with his cleaning lady and all this stuff. It's all in this book. His mindset, his drive, all of it. There's so many key takeaways. But don't worry, we're going to do a book review on this one too. But excellent read, very intriguing. But the downside is it is 24 hours long. So it's a long one, but it's one of those, like I said, if you're really ambitious and you have a lot of drive and it's in your body, you got to pick this book up, because this is like, yeah, this book is just absolutely incredible. Number 7, okay? How to Have Confidence and Power in Dealing with People by Les Giblin. So this book is about basically how to navigate social interactions in a way where, you know, you become a very likable person while being authentic as well. Okay, it's hard to describe, but when you read this book, it's like, again, like the aha moments, I was like, wow, like that makes a lot of sense. Like so many things in this book make a lot of sense, but I'm not going to get too deep into this one because I'm going to do a video on it as well. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind is number 8 by Joseph Murphy. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. You might notice a theme in a lot of these. A lot of these have to do with your subconscious mind, your beliefs, and these books get really to the root of it. And this is another excellent book. Number 9, The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida. Okay, The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida. And this book is all about masculinity, the role a man should play in a relationship, his purpose in life. This is an excellent foundational book for any guy out there. Yeah, that's just an unbelievable book. And I was gonna say something here. I'm gonna do a more in-depth review, obviously, of these books, like I was saying before. But I highly recommend, before we get to number 10, I highly recommend everyone watching this. If you're only gonna read 10 books in your life about, psychology, about brain, about love, whatever it may be, read these 10 books. And if you've read any of these 10 books, I'm very curious to hear, your thoughts on them. So if you've read any of these 10 books that I've named here, write down in the comments, let me know, like, I read this book and I thought this, and that, or maybe you didn't like it, I don't know. But just let me know, let's start a conversation about it and let's have a little back and forth. And yeah, I'm just curious to see how many people have actually read any of these books. And if you have, just let me know, okay? Number 10, Have I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling by Frank Bettger, okay? The title says it all on that one. And all these are kind of straightforward in a way that the titles kind of give away exactly, what's in the book. Like, they're very, straightforward. So you might see this list and you'll be like, you know what, there's two or three of those books that I actually really, really want to read. And then maybe the other 6 or 7 you don't want to read at all. Maybe you don't care, whatever it may be. At least read the ones that resonate with you. If you resonate with the titles, you resonate with any of it, pick those books up, read them, and then come back in here and comment. And because I'm curious to hear, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on everything. And I'm super excited, actually. Earlier today, I made a list of all the books that I'm going to do reviews on. So I'm gonna do, like, maybe some books, it might be only like 2 ideas from the book. Maybe some books I might do 5 or 6 ideas. But I'm going to be creating about 30 of these videos. So we've got about 30 videos lined up that are gonna be about my favorite books that I've read, including obviously these 10. One of them I already did, so 9 of them. And we're gonna be producing them on this channel and just talking about how we can implement them into our lives. And yeah, and also, like, it will be incredible if some of you guys have read these books and then we talk about them in a way where you comment and you're like, oh, this is my takeaways. Maybe you take away something different from the book. Maybe you disagree with what I took away from the book. Maybe you want to add something. So I highly encourage you guys to at least read these 10 books, okay? That's it, just these 10 books. It's just not that much reading, and it's just gonna benefit your life in such a big way. And yeah, just curious to hear you guys' thoughts. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.